So the thing is a bear, you can hear him before you see him. Going on a bear hunt. Gonna find a big one. Never know these days where the bears can be. There's one out in the neighborhood. Oh, look at him. What? Which side?
It's right here.
In front yard? Yeah. Okay. Where is he? Whoa! Whoa! Get up out of there! Bear, get the dog. Chase a bear. Get up out of here. This is more excitement than I had anticipated with this flashlight, but it's worth it for the review. Hey everyone, Don from Well Rigged, where we take a look at the most durable, practical gear on earth. And today we have the Imalent MS03, which is legitly for 2020 the brightest, absolutely the brightest EDC flashlight that you can buy on the market today. And I'm gonna have fun reviewing this. Where is my bear? There he is. Get up out of here. Get. Look at him looking at me. So if you're wondering why I'm giving Yogi Bear such a hard time, it's not because I just got the MS03 and I wanted to chase him through the woods. I've got quite a few chickens and that bear has been making me lose sleep for at least 4 nights in a row. He's been at my chicken coop at least once a night, up to 3 times a night, and it's getting pretty tiring. I've even set up a motion sensor to help me. And you think they'd be safe in the chicken coop, but they're not. It's pretty bad. You can even rip right through boards. And saw down the road, it was ripping through a shed wall to get at some garbage or something. So the rangers brought in a bear trap, a live bear trap, to see if we can catch Yogi. You'll see it right there. And Yogi hasn't gone into it yet. It's been about 3 days. So anyway, it's been good though. The MS03 has been really useful at night. I've been using it every single night to scan around my chicken coop. The previous brightest EDC flashlight on earth was the Firefly's E07, and it produced 6,900 lumens, as opposed to this beast, which produces not 6,900, but 13,000 lumens. 13,000 lumens. Ah! What do I look like? Boom! That's probably not good for my camera. That's a lot of light. Wow. Ah. Ah. Woo. All right, let's get down to it. I know you want to see the beam shots, but I just want to mention one thing. This flashlight costs $130. That's about $1 for every 100 lumens is produced. But it's cheap bragging rights for having the brightest flashlight, brightest EDC flashlight in the world at least. So for me, it's a kind of a shut up and take my money kind of thing, right? But anyway, let's get into the beam shots. So how much is 13,000 lumens? Here's my Honda Accord headlights. About 3,000, 3,500 lumens is the average car headlights. And of course, it's focused through a projector beam, very tight. Here's the MS03 at full turbo, 13,000 lumens. Look at how broad it is, how it's a much cooler white, very, very powerful. Now let's get down to the low settings, 150 lumens. And this is middle low at 800 lumens. 1,300 lumens, and then 3,000 lumens. Now to fully appreciate 13,000 lumens, you need a lot of space, so I took it to a big field with a 70-foot pine tree so you could get a sense of scale of just how much light this tiny flashlight is capable of. Check it out. Look at the flood on this thing. Just crazy. Okay, now I left the camera in exactly the same spot and I came back and I began to go through the modes. So here we go. Here's middle at 1300 lumens. Not much. You can see now you're starting to see it at 3000 lumens. You're starting to see the tree. 8000 lumens. That's on high, and here comes the turbo. Check this out. Boom! The whole field is lit up. And you can see even the spill goes outside of the frame. It is really quite unbelievable. Okay, here's a shot at 70 meters to the furthest tree line. And again, just look at the spill. Look at the sheer power. This flashlight does get hot very quickly though. The MS03 is powered by a 2170 lithium-ion battery, which is a newer kind of battery. This is what it looks like. And some of them, this one in particular, has its own USB-C charging port. So you don't even need to use a charger. It has its own circuitry right on board. And you can just charge it up, and there's an indicator light, red when charging, green when full. Simple. Although, you know, there is a drawback that there isn't an external port to plug in. You do have to remove the battery. So that is a tiny, you know, inconvenience, but not a big deal. And of course, they supply this USB-C cable for you. Now, the business end of the MS03 is 3 XHP 70 second generation American Cree LEDs. These are the same LEDs that are in the MS18, which I believe uses 18 of these to develop 100,000 lumens, and that's why it's the brightest flashlight on earth. When I first got this thing, I was like, well, there's a lanyard cable here, but where does a lanyard cable go? Like, how do you attach it? There's no... And I discovered that if you look just down, I'm not sure if you can see that. Whoa. You can't, but there's a little slot right here. Anyway, that's how it works. Okay, I got my computer out right now, and just so I can run through the specs really quick for you. The 13,000 lumens, like I mentioned, is the turbo power. And of course, that doesn't last very long because of the thermal step down that's required to keep it safe. 354 yards is what the official number is for beam distance or throw. Beam intensity is 26,320 candela, sorry, and 6 output levels, 4.33 inches or 11 centimeters from end to end, fits in your palm fairly nicely. 4 ounces, I believe that's empty. I didn't actually measure it with the battery in. Waterproof down to 2 meters, and the max runtime is 27 hours at the low setting, which is a respectable 150 lumens. Not bad. Here's how the modes work on the MS03. It's pretty much idiot proof. It's not very hard to figure out. One press turns it on to the last used power setting. Press and hold, and it goes up one step, and you release when you want to stop, up to high, and double tap is turbo. Did I do double tap? There's turbo. Ow, that's hot. Off again, one click again, and hold, and you go back down to low. My one gripe about this setup is that you can only go up steps. You can't reverse and go down steps. So if you miss your setting, you'll have to go all the way back up and around to your lower setting, whichever one you missed. What else is there? Oh, there's this strobe. Okay, to get to the strobe, you need to first put it on turbo. So it's just double click, and then once it's on turbo, double click again, and you'll go into strobe. Okay, ready? Here we go. Double click for turbo. Double click for strobe. Ah! Doot, doot, doot. I'm not a good dancer. Well, let's wrap things up. First of all, for a flashlight this small to produce 13,000 lumens is unprecedented. And at a price of $130, it just can't be beat. The head of the flashlight is a little large, maybe for a pocket, but not that bad. I would say it gets quite hot you must use, and keep this out of the reach of children, you can light fires literally with it. And if you accidentally turn it on, which is quite easy, in your pocket, use the lockout mechanism, which is a 3-tap when it's off, 1, 2, 3, and you'll see this little light go on. That's important, just to stay safe. So my main thoughts on this is that it's a great property surveillance tool. It's nice and clandestine. It's not like a huge thing, but it's great for property surveillance and periodic security checks and things like that. I really love it. I mean, the way that this thing performed spotting a black bear in the woods was just remarkable. The other aspect of it is this incredibly powerful tactical strobe, which just blows me away. Double tap for turbo, and then double tap again for strobe. And man, this thing is bright. Don't want to look at it very long. Very good defensive weapon. So if you're looking to snag the brightest EDC flashlight in the world for a cool 130 bucks, I got one better for you. I got a 10% off promo code down in the description. You can just click on that. I am an affiliate with Imalent, and I do get a commission at no extra cost to you. You can of course go to Google and Google it, or find it somewhere else. But if you do appreciate my videos, I'd appreciate the help. But anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. If you're interested in durable products, tough and practical things, why don't you hit the subscribe button? I'll catch you guys next time.